Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. I wanted to thank you for your patience. Obviously, I took some time off over the holidays and I hope you all had a beautiful holiday period. So I decided to come back with the best topic I could think of, and we're going to do your soul's mastery. So I want to look at certain gifts you possess. It could be past lives and some of the talents, abilities, lessons that you've learnt that you've integrated into this incarnation. We'll also touch on your soul's purpose and anything you need to know about your soul's evolution and journey. So I want you to cast your gaze over these cards and ask your higher self which cards have a message for you. We have pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hey, group 1. So the message and the energy I'm getting is, with this seed, I feel like there's a new state of being, or there's a new consciousness that's emerging in your life. I feel for this group, you may have faced in this incarnation a lot of challenges or tests, or I'm hearing karmic situations that were designed to really grow and expand your soul, that were designed to really put you in that vibration and that energy of spiritual mastery. Now, I do feel some of you, when I said karmic situations or challenges, yes, it can be in all areas of life, but with 8 of Cups, I'm getting this sense of perhaps having needed to walk away from a lot of people. It's making me feel as though for some of you, or many of you, you may have really struggled when it came to karmic relationships and the type or quality of people in your world. Part of this I'm hearing as well, and this could be happening in this incarnation, but I feel like it could have happened in multiple, where you may have had challenging connections. Because with this 6 of Coins, what Spirit is making me feel is there have been situations or people that you've really needed to walk away from so that you can invest and build all those coins, abundance, wisdom, lessons, growth inside of yourself. So I feel for some of you, there could have been a lot of closed doors, or just challenging situations, people that, didn't understand you, weren't on your level, weren't able to offer you what you deserved. And I feel as though, but what I'm hearing is this cycle, because I'm looking here and I feel like a cycle or a new portal is opening for you. So what's happening right now is one cycle of challenge, or I just heard multiple. So multiple cycles of challenges, closed doors, connections that didn't work out or just weren't at your frequency. For some of you, it could have been a lack of abundance, because I'm hearing as well, you're moving. This is where I know they're not in this order, but I don't always read in order. I feel like the Queen of Coins and the Magician is what you're stepping into. This is who you really are because you've invested in yourself. What you're leaving behind with 7 of Wands is, I feel like for some of you, you've had to really battle or fight. I'm hearing as well for many of you, you've had incarnations as a warrior type energy. I do feel more so masculine. So you may have been masculine or male in that incarnation, but I just get that sense of warrior energy. You've come into this incarnation with a lot of strength and a lot of power, determination. And I feel at least through certain periods of that journey, you've really had to utilize that. You've also really had to use your discernment, because I feel some of you have had to move away very quickly from situations that just didn't serve your highest good, or energies, people that I'm hearing like couldn't nurture or love you the way you needed or the way you deserve. So I feel like for some of you, there have been, because Spirit's making me feel like it's challenge after challenge, or there was a cycle that's closing out where you really had to fight your way through. And I feel like it's in more than one way or more than one area. And I feel for some of you, it may have been hard to trust, because I feel like this person, all they're guided by is that moonlight. They're not seeing, you may not have felt in this cycle and period you've had all the answers, but can you see as well the pearl? Spirit is saying this is what was designed to grow you into this pearl, to grow you into this mastery. And with challenge here, Allow me to flow with what cannot change. Let me embrace or test and release any fear of loss, knowing that all can be replenished with ease by divine will. This is what you're coming into. Spirit's wanting you to have acceptance for what has been and who it has led you to become. For some of you, I feel like there could still be a little bit of hurt or pain or resentment of this journey, but you're coming out of that energy too. If there might be residue of those emotions, but I feel for many of you, you come to this place where you understand perfectly. I'm almost seeing this tiger, and I feel like that's what you are. Like, you're loving, but you're fierce. Like, you can overcome anything. And I feel like Spirit, I'm drawn to replenish with ease by divine will. All these blessings are coming in for you now. It's your time, is what I'm hearing. And with this 5 of coins, the Hangman, things that were stalled, especially finances and people, like relationships, I feel as though it's like now Spirit is saying, okay, you've learnt the lesson, you passed that test, like it's ready for things to shift for you. Okay, I'm going to have to layer these cards because they're not all going to fit. So we have Companion, and we also have Detective. Loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And this is what I'm saying, like you may have felt with your life experiences or what was going on, kind of like a detective where it wasn't 100% clear what was happening, or it wasn't 100% clear what you needed to do or how to get ahead or how to make things work. And it's like, they're showing me like little breadcrumbs or a trail. I think you're moving into a time where things are more transparent. You have the wisdom you need. You have the clarity. It's funny that we have Companion sitting above the 8 of Cups, because for those of you where you really resonate with having to walk away from many people, I really feel for many of you there's a companion or there's a love connection that's coming in. And Spirit's saying with this person you can trust, you are safe. It is safe to open your heart, but there may be some hesitation at the beginning because I keep hearing the phrase trust. Okay, you also have here, oh my God, look at this. You have hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Part of why love's coming in as well is like that 6 of Pentacles we saw. You've built up a lot of energy within yourself. You've learned and mastered self-love. And that's why this person's coming in. You also have Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. I feel for this group, yeah, and also the Lotus I'm drawn to. I feel like it's like you've grown through the mud, or you've had a lot of challenges or muck that you've had to work through in this life and in this process. But I feel for many of you, you are very grounded because of the challenges that you've been through. I also feel for some of you, I'm hearing earth healing. So it may be very, some of you have connections in past lives to, I'm hearing like medicinal herbs or herb or plant medicine. It could be like, you could have been like a druid, a shaman, someone that works with the natural elements. And it's funny that's sitting above magician. So I feel as well when it comes to manifestation and bringing in, aligning with your desires and bringing in certain things and certain energies, I feel like number one, grounding yourself, like going out in nature, walking barefoot, those types of energies are going to really help because you can embody them or bring them into your experience. But I also feel in general, Spirit is wanting you to, when you feel depleted, connect to earth, be around, I'm hearing especially the earth element, whether that be trees, forest, plants, but also the ocean. The water element is really cleansing for you. Okay, the card you have here, trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time. And again, we see that word trust. Time is not running out. For some of you, I feel like you may have even reached a point where you gave up. Some of you, I feel this could have been giving up on love or giving up on people, feeling understood or having the quality of connections you really desired. You're also learning in this next phase, Spirit is saying lay the sword down, or you're no longer going to be fighting is what I'm hearing. You're going to be flowing. It's like things are going to come to you, and that could be why they're showing me water as well, because I keep seeing this divine flow. I feel like in this next phase as well, because again, this seed, this pearl, it's a new way of being that you've created or given birth to through a lot of challenges and trials. And I feel like the more you move with life and the more you flow, you're going to be receiving a lot, and you're learning a lot about being in your divine feminine energy and how to receive again. Because for a period of time, you may not have had much coming towards you is what I'm feeling. So you have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Some of these challenges, especially in relationships or karmic situations, were designed to teach you around boundaries, and also how to really harness and own your own power and your individuality, because that could have been something that you struggled with in previous incarnations. You also have here the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. Yeah, regeneration. You have abundance coming in, success coming in, love coming in. I feel like you've passed a lot of karmic tests and challenges and situations. Didn't I keep saying clarity? Crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. For some of you, I was saying about a past life with this kind of warrior fighting energy. I keep seeing the sun. I think for some of you, you may have been a Leo in a past life. You may have Leo prominent in your chart now, but you embodied those energies. And for some of you, I'm getting kind of ancient Egypt. Some of you have a connection or lineage to ancient Egypt. With abundance, downloads, and success, that's what I'm hearing. It's like you receive the answers now. If you were uncertain of how do I increase my finances, how do I bring in more abundance, it's like now you know how. Spirit is showing you directly, okay, this is what's next. Oh my God. And your other card here, and it's funny because it's sitting over love and companion. Trust. When love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. For some of you, some of these karmic challenges or tests were around not knowing. And that's where clarity is coming in. Like perhaps you just weren't even aware of, what do I even do next? Like, where do I go? What does Spirit want from me? There's a really strong emphasis. We have trust the timing, and then we also have until the timing is right and trusting the timing, and you have trust. So Spirit is saying right now, for some of you, you're coming out of a certain cycle, you're coming into this new stage, yeah, but it's like, it's just beginning, it's just sprouting, and Spirit's wanting you to not lose hope while this is happening. Oh my God, look at the other card you have, love appears. For some of you, this is a divine union. So I renounce my pain and I release my resistance. Today I choose to reside in the light of my being. I rise up boldly and ask for the understanding that will free me of my duality. My prayers are heard and God sends me angelic help so that love and peace find their way to me. When I open my eyes, love appears. For some of you at this connection, and again, if you are not interested in a romantic connection or that doesn't resonate, it can be in the form of friendships or just divine love, divine support as well. But remember I was saying about that residue, I still think for some of you, there's still this need to release some residue of the pain of these experiences and cycles, but also the resistance. It's like it's giving up the fight. Now you can flow. Because in the past, I feel like you had to try to fight it could have been just to survive or just to protect your space, protect your energy. And Spirit's really wanting you in this new energy, this new vibration, state of being, life that you're creating for yourself. There, a lot more is going to flow to you, but there is a need to trust, because there may be this energy or there may be this period of time where you don't really know if you can trust that experience, or you don't know if that old cycle has fully ended, and Spirit is just saying trust the blessings and the beauty that's coming towards you. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 2. Okay, so I'm hearing for this group, in this lifetime, you're learning a lot about the divine feminine. I feel for many of you, I keep looking at this Emperor energy, and I feel like you've had many incarnations, perhaps as a masculine, to be honest. I feel that's very possible for you, but you've really embodied, whether that be, because I'm hearing, it's going to vary for all of you, but it could be like, I'm hearing like a samurai fighter or like a soldier, someone that was in the army, military, a leader, someone that has a lot of power. It's like balancing. I'm also hearing you've had many incarnations where you've been very, very successful and revered for certain masculine qualities. Some of you, I'm hearing as well, you may have been like a voyager, like you'd go on journeys or you'd lead, I'm hearing expeditions, like that type of energy. And in this incarnation, it's like you're coming into this King of Cups energy. And male or female, I do read King of Cups as, you know, the most emotionally developed. So you've learned a lot, or you will be learning a lot around embracing emotion, working with divine feminine energies to create, mastering self-love here with I love myself, like really being in divine flow. Now, that doesn't mean you won't use some of this energy. I think what's happening is the divine masculine and feminine are coming into union for you in this incarnation. I'm also hearing some of you past lives in, I feel it's like Africa, maybe even tribal kind of warrior energy. You're very successful. I feel like if you were sent on a voyage or some sort of mission, it's like you'd always come back with, like you were very well revered for your talents and your abilities, your courage. And again, those skills and talents from past lives and those energies are still going to be utilized, but they're coming into balance now. And you may have had experiences in this incarnation where there were challenges perhaps around self-love, or there were challenges that really needed you to keep your heart open. Even I just heard, I looked at the Lovers and then the King of Cups, and I heard making decisions from the heart space. Making decisions from, it could even be from emotional connections. You may have had experiences where you've had to take care of other people, or really, and this could be, because when I see the Mother, I think of nurturing, and it could be nurturing others, but it could also be really learning about nurturing yourself, how to nurture in general. Yeah, you're really bringing forth perhaps a more softer, vulnerable, gentle side of self. But again, it's balanced, or it will be, I feel, in this incarnation. With the Five of Cups here sitting beneath the King of Cups, there could have been situations as well where you've had to face certain disappointments. But at the same time, I feel like those disappointments are what led you to step into this, you know, very emotionally available, transparent energy. And look with this card, Freedom, I Love Myself. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who can love myself in every condition. Free me from self-torture. Fill me with self-acceptance and worthiness. May I allow and honor all my feelings, however they arise. That pretty much summarizes what I was getting. With, in this incarnation, you're learning how to deal with emotions. For some of you, you may feel called to work in a profession where you're nurturing others, whether this be a healer, a counselor, literally a parent, could be a mother, where you're in a role where you're very much embodying this beautiful energy. But what I'm hearing as well, part of why this incarnation and certain lessons were necessary is Spirit wanted you to untangle yourself from worth associated with achievement. Do you know, it can be very easy to love or value ourselves when we're in this energy of success, applause, when we're revered, when, you know, we have whatever it may be, achievement, status, whatnot. But it's like, it takes a lot more to be able to accept and love ourselves no matter what is happening in the physical. To be freedom, to be undefined by the physical world. For some of you as well, in this journey, it really involves deep diving into your own being. It's less about this incarnation for you, maybe less about the physical and more about the inner realms. You may find a lot of energy, like you may feel more deeply than others as well. Like you may be questioning, like, why do I feel things with such intensity? Or why can people go through life in such a linear, logical way? But for me, it's like because I keep seeing the ocean, like the seas, and they're all swirling around you. And it's like, oh, like sometimes at some points on your journey, the emotion may have felt overwhelming. But I feel like you may have had many incarnations where your emotion was completely suppressed. You may have been completely cut off from emotion to enable you to do certain things. Or like, for example, if you're a soldier, there may be aspects of that that are very difficult, very painful. In order to persevere and keep going, you may have to take on certain things or, walk a path that's challenging. As you have here as well, I keep looking at this Lapis Lazuli and I don't know why. Normally I get Egypt from this stone, but I'm getting Atlantis. And I'm wondering if for some of you, there are connections to Atlantis because we have lost land. No, but this also ties into, remember I said I see some of you like on an expedition where you're like a voyager, you're discovering lost lands, or I get that really strong. For some of you, you've had incarnations in, I'm feeling like England or Europe. So for some of you, I feel like you literally have discovered lost lands, or you've been on voyages where that's been the process. But we do also have, I am getting a slight kind of Atlantis feel, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. For some of you, you started in a role where you perhaps embodied more of that priest or priestess energy, where you were kind of working with the divine feminine, working with energies, and then you took on roles that were perhaps more, I'm hearing earthly, more physical, more masculine. And what you're doing now is reclaiming the feminine and coming back into balance and inner union with the divine masculine and feminine within yourself, so you're completely whole. For many of you, I'm hearing your ancient soul, so you have a lot to draw off. You may be very passionate around topics that, coincide with the divine feminine. So for some of you, it could be, I'm hearing earth preservation or nature preservation. That could be really powerful for you. Any type of healing, when it's like concerned with emotional healing, children, taking care and protecting children, animals, even nutrition, I'm getting for some of you. Yeah, we have, I remember. You're really connected to water. Or I'm hearing, do you know what I just heard? The water element helps cool your fire, helps to balance. That's what you're mastering, the water element. But you've already mastered the fire. So you're bringing the fire. I don't think we have a lot of, we have the Ace of Wands and the Emperor, but I just am intuitively feeling you have a lot of fire element. You've mastered that, the courage, the perseverance, the growth, but now it's coming into alignment with that water element. Yeah. Okay, we have passion for a journey of personal empowerment. I'm hearing in this life, rather than necessarily having a voyage in the physical sense, in the sense of, you may travel and, you may, if you feel called to, by all means, but it's less about the physical voyage and it's an inner voyage. It's like you're using the courage, the perseverance, the fire, the passion that you once had for a mission or as a warrior or in that kind of energy for the internal world and sphere. And you see heroism. You're very brave, you're very honored and revered. Some of you could have been, I don't know if it was royal, but I feel like when soldiers or it could be like a voyager, when they reach certain discoveries or they reach a certain level, they're very much considered higher up, like a high status is what I'm feeling. Child magical. Seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. in this incarnation, number one, you're also getting back in touch with that inner child and the magic. Many of you had and have many magical gifts, but they may have had to be put aside in other incarnations so that you could be more practical. Or perhaps you were also born in a more masculine body and role where this type of energy wasn't accepted. So it's like you're bringing that back to yourself. But I also think children, whether that, it could be working with children, it could be having children, is very healing for you. It's healing for your inner child. It's healing for, and it can be something as simple as being around children if you don't necessarily want your own, but there's something around the inner child and being around children that's just so cathartic for you. Okay, so the cards we have here, and it's funny with this. So you have Archangel Michael. I'm hearing you've worked very closely with Archangel Michael in many incarnations. You are, and it's got trusting heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concern and allow a miracle to occur. What I'm hearing is in this lifetime, force isn't going to be effective. If you try to force an outcome or force a situation or make things happen, I feel like it's like you may hit walls or it just doesn't come together. But that's by design, because again, look, you go from Archangel Michael, which to me is like the ultimate warrior. And this is what Spirit is saying. This is who you are. Like there's a part of your soul that embodies this. But then we have Green Tara, divine masculine, divine feminine, working side by side, coming into union. So we have supreme protection. You're protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. So again, we get a double message of trust. You may find as well, I'm hearing abundance flows more readily to you when you completely embody and you step more fully into that King of Cups energy. I also hear here with supreme protection, you're learning how to protect yourself and your energy in a really gentle way. It's like Archangel Michael, we have that sword and that warrior like fighting it off, like more aggressive. No, it doesn't have to be aggressive, but more masculine in the response, very fierce. Whereas I feel like this protection, it's more fluid, it's more working with the energies. You can kind of shift and release those energies without needing to engage, without needing to go into battle. And again, that battle can be, metaphorically speaking. Okay, we have Seraphim's Gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. You have a lot of angelic and divine support in this lifetime because you're reaching new depths within your own being. So you may find and also your ability to communicate with those higher realms is what you may be using in this lifetime or bringing back, stepping fully into. Here we have Stellar Gateway activation. Infinite potential, manifestation vortex. And this is what I was saying. I feel like the more you embrace your emotions, the more you allow that divine feminine energy to really flow, it's like your manifestations come so readily. Working with the water element may be really powerful as well when it comes to manifestation. But you may be going through an activation right now as well, because we have voice activation and then we have Stellar Gateway activation. So if you feel like there's a lot coming up or, there's a lot of shifts and changes energetically, I feel like Spirit is confirming that. Okay, I want to finish with your final messages. We have truth. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking, dear Lord, take me over and speak through me. With this card, I'm hearing, for some of you, you may have been more assertive or more extroverted in past lives. And in this life, you may be called to be, not necessarily to take a back seat, but that may be what happens, like where you need more time for solitude. You need more time to be introverted. You're less about the world and, people and situations and what's going on. And you're more just about that inner realm. And this deck and this is by Tosha Silva, and they're just such beautiful cards and such beautiful messages. Okay, we have I welcome. I welcome life as it presents itself to me. Today I take each step on my path to fulfillment with good faith. I swim easily with the flow of life. I embrace all experiences the universe bestows on me, even those that may prove challenging. I know all will fall into place for my greater good. I swim easily with the flow of life. Again, you're flowing and you're in that water element, that emotion. Swimming may be really, it's funny I said walking, and I was picturing someone walking near water. So that could be very healing for you as well. But so could swimming, because I feel like that's an exercise, or it's very fluid. Like swimming and dancing is what I'm hearing. But you're learning in this life, you're learning how to be happy regardless of what's happening in the physical. You're learning that my inner realm, my consciousness, my state of being, my connection to spirit, my happiness, my self-love has nothing to do with the physical, whether that be physical achievement, whether that be, physical people and relationships. You're learning how to love yourself and love your life regardless of what shows up, and how to trust that flow even if it looks challenging, like to see that the divine is always working in your favor for your highest good. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 3. So I feel for this group, I've noticed with the crystal, you were drawn to the Rhodochrosite here. And I feel as though for this group, you've had to, and you already have, mastered a lot. Not only in this incarnation, but in others. And what I'm hearing, your soul gift is that of alchemy. But when I'm referring to alchemy, it's less constant. True alchemy is transforming ourselves. Ultimately, when we talk about alchemy, transforming lead to gold, it's representative and symbolic of transforming, the physical self, the more human animal body into the divine and living as that. So what I'm hearing is you are true alchemists in the sense of the word, in terms of you can transform anything. And I feel for this group, you've probably been through so much in so many incarnations that you have truly mastered that. And that could include this incarnation as well, because what I'm hearing is with this offering, it's like you weave the darkness and the light. You're like the bridge. You can stand, you've mastered duality is what I just heard. Some of you may be shamans, or you may have shamanic abilities from this lifetime or others. I just get that sense of like, it doesn't matter how dark it is. It's like you can still see the light. You can still see the divine. No matter how many challenges are sent your way, no matter how many cycles. For this group, you've been through so many cycles of death and the wheel of fortune. I just see you like keep cycling through this growth, this evolution, this transformation. And at times I feel like it may have been very challenging, but it's like you have this perfect balance. You have the strength and the power, but you've got this divine feminine, the wisdom. You also are powerful manifestors in the physical, obviously, because if you can transform yourself and shift your consciousness, you can shift the material world. So, but I feel for many of you, your focus, you may not be that focused or concerned with the material. Like I feel for this group, you're definitely very old souls. So you may be more about, for example, meaning and love and spiritual growth than, the more tangible. Well, although I do feel you're going to attract, if you haven't already, a lot of abundance and support in the material for your offering, for what you're bringing or sharing with the collective. And to be honest, I feel for most of you, it's wisdom. It's based on your experiences. For some of you, you may be called to kind of, whether this is like, it doesn't have to be a biography, but express yourself in some way where you're sharing your lessons, your wisdom, your learnings, whether that's through a blog, it could be through making videos, or through YouTube, it could be through poetry. But I just feel like it's like your wisdom and everything you've become, that's your offering, is your frequency. I also think because of what an old soul you are and your vibration, you're able to get ideas a lot more readily perhaps than others. Like I feel like, because they're showing me it's kind of like the golden ticket, or like it's like you may just receive from the divine some sort of inspiration, idea, something that just leads to a lot of prosperity and abundance, but in the truest sense. Like I feel like this also generates a lot of happiness. When it comes to past lives, they're not really bringing up one in particular, because I feel like I just feel like with this group, you've been through everything is essentially what I'm feeling. The reason you have so much wisdom is you've pretty much experienced it all. The one thing I would say though is they keep saying shaman and shamanic type of experiences or work. So that could really resonate with you. But yeah, I feel like you've incarnated in all sorts of places, had all sorts of experiences. And that's in this incarnation. I feel for some of you, this may be your final incarnation, if that resonates. But I feel like your soul is winding down. I feel like your soul has, and maybe this offering or this desire to share your wisdom or share your energy, your experiences could be coming from that energy where you've been through so much, it's time to kind of integrate them, or it's time to bring them out into the world. Okay, so we have here as well, big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary inspired ideas. You may, and this is what I was saying, I feel like spirit comes through for you in terms of certain ideas or downloads. And I feel like for you, they can be very abundant, but not just abundant materially, but they may really help many people. It's kind of like ideas that lead to a lot of abundance in the physical for others. For some of you, you could help people with mastering or transforming their own consciousness, or inspiring them through your story and experiences, which leads them to receive a lot of abundance. You also have perspective. None of this matters, zoom out, common ground. Yeah, I feel for this group, you may find it really hard to care about, like, what would I say? I don't want to say trivial, but the mundane, perhaps. Perhaps like the physical, like small talk, that type of energy is just not for you. I feel your perception and your ideas and your energy is so like vast. You have so much energy within you. It's like, when you may find it very hard to relate to other people is essentially what I'm saying. You may find it also very hard to fit into, mainstream, to fit into like the mold, the cookie cutter, the norm. Like I feel like you may feel as well, like you are a starseed. We do have Pleiadian energy here, but you may feel like just so different. Like the way your mind works is very different to the collective, because you're such an old soul, because you've had all these experiences. It's just like you're on a whole different dimension is what I'm hearing. That's why I'm saying for some of you, I feel like you are winding down and you have boundaries. I am entitled to say no. Change me, divine beloved, into one who easily sets boundaries wherever needed. May I feel entitled to say no to any situation that feels bad or wrong. Fill me with divine confidence. Speak through me. I feel at times perhaps you may isolate yourself. I don't know why I'm getting that from that card, but I just feel that sense of at times you may just feel more comfortable not being around people, or, just having your own space. But I feel like spirit is saying like that's okay as well. Like if you need time, I see for this group, you may spend a lot of time in meditation and just, taking care of yourself or working on your manifestations, whether that's personally or in terms of, your offerings, what you can share with others. I feel for this group, you may prefer, the other message I was getting is you may be someone that really needs to be self-employed, or you really feel that yearning to set your own schedule. I'm looking at this girl and I'm hearing like, I feel like you communicate with planets, or you communicate with beings on different planets and dimensions. Very strong connection to the star systems and realms. And I'm hearing for some of you, that could be where the ideas come through, because I'm thinking with the moon, downloads when you're sleeping, or just, I don't know, like epiphanies. But for some of you, really suits self-employment and I feel like for some of you, you may not actually work with people, or if you work with them, you work with them from a distance. So you may work with them online, because we've got this networker card, or you could blog or write and then you share ideas that way. And you have periods of time where you're writing, or you go into solitude and then you come back out with what you've created. So networker enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. I feel for this group, you may be a bit like ahead of your time, or there may be a sense of being a slightly late bloomer, just because it may take time for people to fully grasp that wisdom or that depth, all that you are. Okay, you also have mother. Nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. But see, with this card, I feel like you're giving birth to creations, or there's something you create in this lifetime that leaves a legacy. There's just this sense of, I feel like for this group, like you have so much to share and so much to offer. I also think, again, you're really good at nurturing. Like, I feel like you could be given an idea or a seed, and this is why Spirit keeps saying you're the master alchemist. Like, you can bring it to form. And for those of you with the Two of Cups, if you are feeling like, yes, I don't resonate that readily with others, or, you know, I have been through a lot, at least at a soul level, that it makes it hard to connect. I feel like Spirit is saying here with this Two of Cups, like you will have love, you will have connections that are nurturing, that understand you. But again, I feel like it's with other starseeds, and I feel like it may be a smaller group where it's like a handful of individuals you're very, very close with. You also have here Sanat Kamara, light activation. Shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. For this group, you're very, very connected with spirit and also different star systems. We have Pleiadian energy. We also have Cyrus as well. I just feel in general like, I feel with you, because this is sitting above death, with you, I feel like transformation and using your light, using your energy in a particular way comes very naturally, or comes very readily. And I feel, but it's like, you see how this person, there's all darkness around them. It's like the darkness doesn't frighten you. It's like you can look at the darkness and see the divine and see the light and see source within it. And I feel like that's your superpower, because when we don't have that fear, it's far easier to manifest. And I also think you can channel this light for your creations, for your offering, even for other people. So you have Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, share your gifts with grace, waves of inspiration and love are coming to you, sitting above the Two of Cups. Really pay attention to downloads, certain ideas you receive, because I feel like Spirit's coming through strong. If you haven't received, because I keep thinking that Ace of Coins, and I said like the golden ticket, there's something that you create that I feel was divinely inspired, that not only is very abundant for you materially, but leaves a legacy of light, creates blessings. At times for this group, you may struggle with, if you do isolate at times, or you feel like you're more comfortable on your own, I feel like you may struggle with self-worth or self-doubt, just because you're so different to society and the collective. And Spirit is saying they want you to, you know, just focus on, you know, your divinity and all the beauty and the gifts that you have, even if it, you know, doesn't fit the status quo. I mean, that's what makes you such a blessing, because you're so different and you're coming from such a high vantage point compared to collective consciousness. So I have Cyrus, star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So there could be a bit of barrier here where you're moving into a time where you make this offering, or you get divine inspiration, you create something that you're going to share in the world. There could be some fear and resistance around being around people, or being back out there, or being seen. Like your temperament may be one where you prefer the solitude. You're more in that, you know, divine hermit energy. But I feel something shifting. And again, this idea could come from Star family. I can't pronounce this word, but order of, you can read it. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Yeah, see? So again, there's some sort of epiphany or breakthrough that you're going to have about your mission or your offering, what you incarnated here for, if you haven't already. And look at your card, solitude. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. This was exactly the energy I was feeling. For some of you, I feel like you've either gone into solitude or you're more comfortable in solitude because you haven't met like this star family or the people that really can get you at that level. Because with boundaries and saying no, I kept feeling like I don't feel like you have problems, like, you know, maybe not saying no, but kind of isolating or just being in your own energy. That wasn't what I was feeling. But I feel like Spirit is saying they want you to open to the right opportunities and the right people. You also have strength. Yeah, and look at the ascension, like literally rising into the light. For this group, you're ancient, like very, very, very old souls, to the point where I feel like you're winding down. We have, today I maintain control of my emotions. I rise above self-doubt. I affirm my own power and stand strong in my unshakable faith. Today I know that I have the strength to overcome anything I encounter. I find my courage in the truth. Holding tight to the force of love, I triumph over fear. This is exactly it. For this group, I feel like you've mastered fear. I don't feel like the darkness or fear has any pull on you. And that's partly because you've been through, I think for this group, you've been through all sorts of dark situations in many, many lifetimes. So it's like there's nothing left to be afraid of because you've already healed and transformed and transmuted those energies. But again, I don't think for this group, you realize just how powerful your energy is, how bright your light is, how connected you are to love and source. But I feel like you're going to realize it because maybe in the past, people weren't able to fully recognize or receive this energy or receive the blessings of who you are. But I feel like that's exactly what's about to happen. And it could be a little disconcerting for some of you, especially while, you know, if you've been in this energy of just more focusing on self or being in your own solitude. I feel like there may be a lot coming towards you, like a lot of appreciation, a lot of accolades. And Spirit wants you to be comfortable with that when it flows in. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. Okay, so for this group, I'm feeling and getting this energy that you may have gone through a process where, especially with this desert here, and I feel like this hand is like reaching up out of this darkness or this challenge, especially with fear here as well, to the moon, trying to get some sort of answer or clarity or divine inspiration. So it makes me feel here, some of you may have gone through a dark night of the soul or some sort of intense shadow work. And it could have involved like a lot of fears or past, with Ten of Swords, past memories from this lifetime or others coming to the surface, or I'm hearing that energy may have been very heavy. Now with that angel light, I'm hearing for this group, you guys are angels, you're earth angels. You have such an angelic, beautiful presence. Your energy is very light and very pure. So this type of energy I feel is very challenging for your type of soul and essence and embodiment. So it could have been like very uncomfortable while you went through that process. But what I'm hearing as well is that process was necessary to bring you, it's like you will get the answers from the divine is the first thing I heard. You will get the clarity. But it's like you had to lay this to rest with the Ten of Swords to step into this energy of the High Priestess and the world. And I accidentally took 9 cards for this group, 9 tarot cards, but I decided to use them. But what I'm feeling as well is, and again, 9, closing out a cycle. It's like you're stepping into this frequency with the High Priestess in the world. You're emerging out of a dark night of the soul, shadow work, this experience as a High Priestess. For some of you, you're born psychics, channelers. You're an earth angel. You're here to spread love, to spread the light, to share to share messages from the divine. And it could have been disconcerting as well if you're naturally very, very psychic, which I feel most of you are, or all of you are, to be honest, very connected to the divine. But there could have been a period where you felt like you couldn't, I don't know, I feel like you were in the darkness, or you had to wade through this Ten of Swords. And when you're in this energy needing to transmute it and move through it, it can be a little harder to hear divine guidance. For some of you, you know, they say during a dark night of the soul, you can feel like spirit abandoned you, or, you know, like the divine wasn't there for you. So for some of you, it could have even felt that way as you went through this energy. But it's like, I feel like it's like your hand's reaching out, you're coming out, and spirit is saying you have a really strong connection to the moon and the moon cycles. Some of you may have Pisces and Virgo coming through strong. It doesn't have to be. I just feel you embody like that Pisces energy, very mystical, very divine, very gentle energy as well. We have fear. I release all fear. I invite you, divine beloved, to move through me in all ways, guiding my actions in every moment. Let me release all fear and feel unbridled openness to the new. The reason this experience and this process happened was because there were things you were carrying within yourself, even subconsciously, or these can be past memories, past vibrations that were blocking spirit from speaking through you, moving through you, or being for you to be a pure channel and vessel for the divine, because that's what you're stepping into if you haven't already. You're a vessel, you're a channel, you're a psychic, you're a healer, you're a light worker, you're very angelic. And spirit is saying you can't carry this density and be a full vessel. Spirit's also teaching you how to be open. It's like in this new phase, you're going to receive every step. Like spirit and the divine will be communicating very clearly with you what's next and what's coming next. But it's like you had to kind of, it's like they're showing me like flushing the channels, like clearing out any energies, any blockages, any past fears, memories. It could be like, you know, if you had a difficult relationship, clearing out any pain or resentment linked to that. It's like just, you're purified. That's the word I'm looking for. So anything that's kind of stuck to you through this incarnation and others, because I feel like for some of you, the reason this process may have been quite arduous or challenging was because you're actually clearing fears and lower density vibrations or attachments, could be soul ties from other incarnations. So this was a really huge purge and cleanse. And spirit is saying they don't want you, because I feel for some of you just getting out of it, like your hand's just, you know, breaching or reaching the surface. And it's like spirit is saying, don't give up. You were supported through it. You were divinely guided, but you had to kind of go through this process yourself. And with the Knight of Wands and Knight of Coins, if you have felt as well, like, this is very much a winter energy. So you may have felt like finances stopped, your passions were on hold, everything was on hold. But look, you emerge as this beautiful peacock. You needed this rebirth so you could embrace all of who you are and bring it to the world, bring it to the collective. And with the King of Wands and the Seven of Coins, spirit is also telling you you're going to have so many, I feel like these are like investments, ideas, epiphanies, like just, there's going to be so much passion and you're going to get so many downloads in terms of what's next. Yeah, if we look at your cards here, you have double mission. You're a huge light worker and you're here for a huge purpose. And that's why your personal alchemy is so important. But there's something about, because when I think of a peacock, I think of authenticity or really embracing what makes you wonderful and beautiful and unique. There may have been fears that were holding you back from fully expressing yourself or sharing yourself with the collective. Because double mission, Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. So it's like coming out of this, it's like you can fully embrace all aspects of self. For some of you, I feel like if you may have certain feelings as well around, I don't know why I'm getting your looks, because I was just drawn to her makeup and I don't know why. I just felt like if you have certain fears or uncertainties of like, oh, how do I look? Or I don't know. I feel like you're a lot more comfortable in your own being. It could be how you dress. It could be how you want to appear, your hair, whatever it is. It's like being very comfortable in your physical self, your divine beauty, as well as your inner qualities. Because for some of you, there could have been a barrier or healing needed around your appearance in whatever area that was. You have Hermit too. Seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity, and you have the King of Wands underneath it, which is very creative energy. Some of you, I feel like you may receive as well psychic downloads for like I'm just drawn to this book. It could be a book, it could be something you write, it could be poetry. For others of you, it could be, because I'm hearing for some of you, I feel like your channelers, your vessels, but that can be channeled obviously through art or through writing or through speaking. For some of you, I feel like you're just literally psychics. Very, very psychic. I feel like that Hermit energy may have been where you were kind of, we have Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. I just heard share your voice. For some of you though, part of this artistry and what you're channeling could be music. And I feel like your purpose involves very much being seen, and that's why you need to be really comfortable in all aspects of yourself. And this diving deep, this Hermit, this was a phase I feel like you went through where you had to really, heal, address any kind of barriers, blocks, fears, so you could step into this energy fully. Because with Knight, I feel like this is you offering your cup. This is you offering your love, offering your light, offering your energy to the collective. You also have here Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. You're definitely coming out of this desert phase. When you come out of this, your thoughts are going to manifest very easily and very rapidly. And that's partly to serve with your purpose. But Spirit is saying be really conscious of, what you're watching, consuming. Just be really aware of where your energy is going. You also have here Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Okay, so for some of you, you could have been healing from some childhood wounds with could be a mother figure or a maternal figure. For others of you, I feel like it's just mothering yourself, where you're really learning to be gentle with yourself. I feel, again, this group, you really embody the divine feminine really powerfully. Like you just have that beautiful energy and flow. Okay, you also have here angelic frequency, and it's so funny, I keep calling you guys angels because that's how you're coming through. You're so angelic, your light is so pure. You have angels are here, you are safe, potent connection. So as well, like especially with Night, there could be a really powerful connection for some of you that comes in. You also have Pleiadian activation. Some of you may resonate with being Pleiadian starseeds. You're definitely a starseed though. For others of you, you may resonate with a different star system. I'm also getting Venusian energy in Venus. So we have Pleiadian activation coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution, and you have potent connection here with the Night. So Spirit is saying for those of you where you are single or you have been single, part of the coming out of this desert phase, coming out of this period where you were doing shadow work, healing, it's like everything comes in for you. I see a lot of changes with your purpose. And again, the Spirit isn't showing me past lives so much for this group because they're just showing me the angelic and the higher realms, which makes me feel for some of you, you may not have had that many incarnations in the earthly or on earth. Or I'm hearing it's like it couldn't dampen your light. Your light is so bright and pure. It's like they make me feel like angels just dropping in. It's like that's how powerful your light is. But I feel like at times it may be a little difficult to deal with the very heavy energies of fear on the earth. But again, I feel like you're coming into, for some of you, coming into union. And I feel like this person is a starseed as well. Okay, for your final messages, we have clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. With this card, this ties into what I was saying before, where you've been reaching for answers, but it felt blocked. Spirit is saying, and again, it was a timing issue because you had certain things that you needed to process. And the reason it wasn't coming through was it wasn't time to act, is what I'm hearing. This purging process, this cleansing, this clearing is designed so that, again, you can be a vessel for spirit, so you can hear spirit more clearly, so that the actions moving forward are very evident to you. And you're also coming into a time where you have a lot of clarity. I just saw an orb of light as I said that. But there's a sense that you're coming into a period where things will be really clear. You will be aware of what's next, but just trust the timing, because with Hermit, I feel like some of you are still coming out of this. I don't know if you, like, again, your hand's just breaking the surface. And look, openness. And can you see, when I see the symbology of hands, I think of receiving. Part of this process is allowing you to, you know how fear sometimes makes us feel like, oh, maybe it won't come, or maybe I won't receive. Spirit wants you in a place where you have complete divine trust that what you want and what you need is coming for you, that you are open to receive and you're open to where you're guided. I know that when one door closes, another opens. Today, I trust the universe, I trust myself, and I trust life. No matter what has gone before, I have faith that something better is on its way. And that's what's happening in your life right now. I feel like you've closed a lot out and cleared a lot energetically to make way for the new. My willingness to release the past prepares me to accept the many new opportunities God opens before me. This is exactly what I was trying to say. I feel like with the past, I think we have that Ten of Swords there. It's like Spirit is saying to make room for the new and where you're going with your purpose and your connections. I feel like the past had to be laid to rest completely. And I feel like your ability to do so and your willingness to do so is what is bringing in. Because for this group, I feel like there's blessings and new opportunities coming in every area of your life, with your life purpose and thus your abundance, and with connection. And Spirit is saying, if you're just at this place where you're still a little bit in this process and there's a lot going on, Spirit wants you to know that there's so many blessings waiting for you on the other side. And it's like a return to the light. Can you see how that angel is bringing the light and the hope and the peace again? Having peace of mind, feeling connected, really connected to source. You're carrying more light as well in your energy field because you cleared away those energies of the Ten of Swords, so you can embody more of that frequency now. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day.